Okay, hey, hello. Thank you for tuning in to this video. This is my first video, and I do not know how to introduce it or introduce myself, but thank you for coming to watch this video. I'm going to be talking about the new Transformers movie, so let's get started. So, firstly, I want to say I know a lot of this probably isn't news anymore. By the time I post this, it'll probably have already been out for a couple days. And so this is more of like a dialogue type of thing. I'm trying to set up a dialogue, trying to get more of a conversation started than just like a reporting you the information. We'll see how organized this thing goes. Also, apologies. My nose is stuffed as hell, so you might be hearing a lot of nose and mouth noises and stuff because I can barely breathe. Okay. All right, let's get started. So, spoiler warning. If you don't want to know anything about Transformers 7, stop watching now because you're going to get some info. Okay, that's enough time. All right, so I'm going to be paraphrasing an article from TFW 2005. If you are a devout Transformers fan, you probably know this website. I'm not going to be verbatim saying what this article reported, but it'll be paraphrasing, and the article comes from Silver Optimus, so that's the credit right there. So the title is called Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. That sounds like a cool name, sort of. Not the most original thing ever, but obviously it gives you the idea of what this movie is going to be about and what it's going to focus on. And from the title, we can guess, oh, Beast Wars. That is exciting for sure. I do have certain thoughts about it. I'm excited about it. I do have some concerns, but we'll go more into that later. But not bad for a title. So the release date is June 24th, 2022. So that's only a year away. And I know a year is a long time, but think about it. We have been waiting for this movie for so long. We finally have a release date. So I am just happy that I can see it. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm ready. This film is supposedly going to take place in Peru and also Brooklyn, New York. I'm guessing that it's because of the main human character, and I'm sure there's going to be some sort of artifact or whatever that they're trying to chase around the world. So that's where we'll be at. The director of this film is Stephen Caple Jr. I haven't seen Creed 2, but I know he directed that and it got really good reviews, so that excites me. I have seen a short film from him and I really enjoyed the short film. It was very character driven, very character focused, so that gives me high hopes for all these characters that he was going to bring into this movie. So two names that definitely stood out for me on the producer slash executive producer lists were Lorenzo di Bonaventura and Michael Bay. They are still attached to these movies, and that doesn't make me feel the greatest, but they were attached to Bumblebee 2. Bumblebee 2. They were attached to Bumblebee, and that movie turned out to be pretty good. I liked it. It's definitely my favorite live action Transformers film. So hearing their name here is a little concerning, but not too concerning, especially if they don't have a huge influence over the film. Um, this is officially a sequel to Bumblebee 2, just in case you didn't catch that. It's connected to that Nightverse and everything, so that's pretty cool. So there's going to be some connection to the Incas. The Incas are going to play, the Incas people, Incas culture are going to play some part in this film. The Cybertronians are going to be exploring their way of life through the Incas culture or something. So it's going to be really cool to see how the Cybertronian culture parallels with some other human cultures here on Earth. Another very interesting thing, which gives reason to be excited and also a little concerned, is, and I know I keep saying that, I'm just this whole movie is just getting me very jittery, very different types of emotions. But I am excited. But we are going to be getting Predacons, Maximals, Terracons, Autobots, and Decepticons in this movie. And that is a lot of factions. I don't know how they're going to fill them all in. I don't know how. I'm really hoping that this is not an overcrowded movie. I'm assuming if they're going to do all this, there will be a lot of cannon fodder. There will be a lot of just random bots dying and things like that. But hopefully, the main people from each of these factions, we get some good screen time and some good characterization. Maximals and Predacons will be a major focus. I am excited about that. I do hope that we do not take away from the Autobots especially Optimus Prime. He's supposed to be a major character, which I'll get into in one quick second. But yeah, the Terracons will be a danger to all factions, but mostly the Autobots. That's very interesting. I'd like to see how that plays out. If there's going to be some allegiance stuff going on, double crossing, all that stuff. So we'll see. So Optimus is back for sure. I definitely was one of those people who wanted an Optimus Prime movie after Bumblebee 2. Didn't get that, but they're saying that he is the lead character, which is a good close second. He's going to get an upgraded design from Bumblebee. He's going to have like a gray torso, gray windshield flaps, and gray upper shoulders. So I guess more gray to his color palette or gray color scheme. I'm sure the designers are going to make it's still supposed to be G1-esque, so I'm sure the designers are going to make a really satisfying, awesome, badass looking Optimus Prime. I just want like some serious characterization for Optimus Prime. You're going to make him the lead character, please give him some development, give him some more things to do than just to be like a total badass leader. Peter Cullen is going to be voicing him, which is also really good news because I love Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. Not that I'm not open to anybody else voicing him, but as long as Peter Cullen's alive and as long as Peter's willing to do it, throw him in there, let him be Optimus. He's a damn good Optimus Prime, and so, yeah, thank you for that. Supposedly this is going to be like showing like how he became like the leader that we know him as, or know him as in the Bay films. They're not connected from what I know. Okay, in the Bay films, he was cool sometimes, he was good sometimes, but sometimes he had a bit of a bloodthirsty streak. So I wonder how they're gonna play that out. We'll see. I just hope we get to see him be the leader that at least most of us enjoy him to be, which is, and also of course badass, but more than just that. Bumblebee. So for this part, I might just breeze through some of this because I know I'm trying to just get my opinions out here too, but some of this stuff is just going to be like reporting. So let's get a little bit through it. Bumblebee is back. This is a sequel to Bumblebee, but it's not Bumblebee 2. But yeah, he is back. He is going to be a classic Camaro, so we're going back to that Michael Bay choice right there, which is the Camaro stuff, which I don't mind too much. I would have loved to see a Volkswagen Beetle again, but this is going to be a Camaro with a road-off extensions. Personally, I think it would have been really funny to see a Volkswagen Beetle with, monster truck tires, but we'll see what we get. I'm sure whatever it is will be cool. Mirage is going to be here. That's awesome. I didn't see Mirage in Bumblebee at all, but it's freaking cool. He is going to be a silver and blue Porsche 911. He's going to be characterized in the same way or similar ways that Crosshairs was in Age of Extinction, which I don't mind at all. That's cool. That's fine. He's going to be like anti-authority. I've never really seen Mirage in that way. He hasn't been presented, at least from what I know, in the franchise in that way. But if they're going to do that, that's cool. Just give him some good character moments. Arcee is also back. That's awesome. We saw her in Bumblebee. She's going to have a G1 robot design, but she's going to be a Ducati 916 motorcycle. I looked it up. It just looks like a normal motorcycle. That's Arcee. I'm excited to see Arcee. I'm excited to see more of the female robots come into this movie we didn't really get a lot of that in the Bay films, and we don't always get a ton of that in other Transformer titles. Not to say, Beast Wars was actually one of them that had a good amount of female characters, and so that's awesome. I'm just glad we're getting some more. Nightbird. Speaking of another one, Nightbird is gonna be in this film, and that's really cool. She was like a ninja in G1, like a ninja bot, whatever. Supposedly, she's gonna have like a modernized G1 aesthetic, and her allegiance will be flexible. I'm really interested to see how that is gonna play out in the film. I'm hoping that because it seems like they're gonna have a good amount of Decepticons or Predacons or Terracons in this film. I'm hoping that they don't kill them all off, in this movie. Let's get some reoccurring villains to like mess things up in this franchise. Scourge is going to be the leader of the Terracons. That's interesting. He's usually seen with Galvatron and Cyclonus, but I guess in this one he's not. From what I'm hearing, he's going to keep his classic goatee, so I'm excited to see that. That's going to be cool. He's supposed to be characterized like Lockdown from Age of Extinction. He's gonna rip the faction insignia off of his victims and tattoo them on himself. Okay, that sounds cool. I don't mind that. He's gonna have an electric claw hand and a black/gray with orange pop color scheme. That sounds interesting to me. I just want to see him be like I just want him to see. He needs to challenge. He needs to be challenging, and I hope they give him some character development. But so far, not too bad. Airazor is also going to be in this. This is all really cool. Obviously, it's called Beast Rise of the Beast, so we're getting a ton of Beast characters in here. So Airazor is going to be in here. She's going to have like a Rusty Bird mode, steampunk-esque. Looks a little old, or as in she's been in a lot of battles. So we'll see how that goes. Rhinox is going to be in here too. He's going to be a rhino shape, also steampunk. He's going to be characterized in the same way that Ironhide was characterized. Somebody who's really itching to battle again. And so that's going to be pretty cool, but supposedly he's still going to keep his brains. He's going to be the brain of the operations and stuff. So I hope they don't completely deviate from his character completely from Beast Wars. I hope they give him some of those brainiac things to do as this science, because he was a scientist. He was a science expert and stuff. So, or whatever he was. So I hope they do keep that part of his character. And of course, Optimus Primal, because you can't have all these Beast characters in here without Optimus Primal. He is going to be here. His design is similar to the Last Night concept. Design that we got like a year or two ago. I'm not entirely sure how long ago it was that we saw that concept art, but basically that, but with a lot more fur. He's going to be protective of his Maximals. It's going to be, I wonder if he's going to like rage out or whatever, like Monkey Rage or something. That'd be interesting to see a giant robot do that. He's gonna have like random patches of skin and fur layered around his body, and he's gonna be an equal stature to Optimus Prime. I think it's gonna be very cool to see a giant gorilla and a giant truck in the same place together, and let's hope we get to see that happen. I'm really excited to see how they are going to integrate these two leaders together, because they're not exactly the same. They do have some similar traits to them, but they are different characters, and so seeing them two in the same place is going to be a very interesting thing. So Dominique Fishback is playing Elena. She is an artifact researcher. She works at a museum, and apparently her boss steals her thunder. Anthony Ramos is playing Noah. He's a father figure to his brother. He's ex-military. He's trying to find his way. He's an electronics guy trying to get by, and so he kind of reminds me of like the Cade Yeager type of character, but hopefully he has a lot better characterization. From what I can tell, Anthony Ramos he usually picks pretty good characters and stuff, so I'm hoping that this works out that way as well. So one of the things is that this is a spectacle story, according to this article. There's going to be a lot of action. There will be deeper character story, but it is not small budget. It's going to be a globetrotting adventure, a summer blockbuster. So it's not like Bumblebee where it was just a smaller film. It is a bigger film. So now that I've pretty much reported on all this stuff, we get to go to the pros and concerns, where I will go more in depth as to how I feel about all these things. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I didn't mention, I'm hoping that you're enjoying the me coloring in my sketch. I actually made this sketch, and I recorded me drawing the sketch, but the screen recording didn't actually capture it, or it didn't save, and so I was unfortunately unable to get that part. So you guys are only able to see me color it in very quickly. I hope it doesn't turn out awful. I hope you guys enjoy it, but in case I'm boring the crap out of you, you can at least see me draw, or color, not see me draw. But in maybe some future videos, you get to see me draw. And if you like it, well, even better. Anyways, so to the pros. Stephen Caple Jr. He directed Creed 2, and I've seen his short films. I am optimistic about Steven directing this film. From what I've seen of his, which I only saw the short films and some Creed clips and stuff, he really focuses on character development. So that is a big plus for me. I love it when they focus on character. I'm a person who really enjoys character-driven stories. The plot does not have to be the most interesting or the most, I guess, thought out or whatever. As long as you have really good characters, and as long as you have a really good characterization and motivation for these characters, I am hooked. So please deliver on that, and I do have faith. Another pro for me is that they're bringing a more diverse human cast. We are getting some Latinos, and some African American cast members. That's really cool to see that we're getting a lot more of those, especially in the lead characters and the lead humans. It's going to offer a lot more story opportunities as well. And from what I can tell, Steven does like to talk about issues that pertain to minorities and that pertain to different cultures. And so that is something I'm totally down and totally excited for. So another plus for me is Anthony Ramos. He was in Hamilton and In the Heights. I didn't see Hamilton, but I did see In the Heights, and I really liked that movie. I am also Latino. I am Mexican, or Mexican American, Mexican descent, not actually from Mexico, but I do have some of that culture, so it's really cool to see. I did enjoy that movie. I do know that it has a lot of criticism, and a lot of fair criticism. So, not to go on a tangent, but I do understand a lot of the criticism with that movie. But overall, I think the story was pretty good. And so, from what I've seen, Anthony Ramos hasn't really played many bad characters, so that gives me more hope for his character as well. Obviously, another plus is that it's only a year away. I know that's a long time to be anticipating a movie, especially for us Transformer fans who haven't gotten a movie in so many years. But like I said earlier, I concede that light at the end of the tunnel. Another plus is that it's connected to the Bumblebee verse, or Bumblebee universe. I'm glad. I really liked the new direction that Bumblebee went in with the new G1 aesthetic and the more character-driven story. So I'm really hoping that it sticks with that pattern. So Beasts is another pro for me. The whole Beast aesthetic, the bringing in the Beasts, definitely a pro. I do have to say there are concerns when it comes to all these beasts and Predacons and Terracons and Autobots, all of them coming in. I really hope this is not an overcrowded film. I hope it has focus. I hope it has character focus. But all in all, seeing these beast characters come to the big screen, these giant CGI robots that are turned into animals, is going to be really cool. And please, please, please do justice to these Beast Wars characters, because they also deserve really good characterization, and no, they are great characters. Oh, I would love to see Dinobot, but well, I haven't heard anything about Dinobot. But speaking of a good character, anyways, it's gonna be really cool to see Prime and Primal together, seeing that dynamic. I can't wait to see how they're gonna play with because they're both leaders. So how are they gonna work in that? How are they gonna work like that? It's gonna be cool to see. I'm really excited. I'm really happy that Optimus Prime is gonna be the lead Cybertronian character. Um, I like I said, I wanted a Bumblebee. I wanted an Optimus Prime movie, but we didn't end up getting that, and I still hope we do. But this is the next best thing. Make him the lead character. Focus on him. Develop him. Give us an amazing Optimus Prime, and then just keep going with that, and I will be happy. Um, a lot of times Optimus is just a badass or just a leader, and they don't really go into his character. But please, from what I'm hearing, they should be in this movie, especially because fans have been wanting that. So I'm optimistic about that. It's also really cool that we're getting all the, not all, but a good amount of G1 characters back, especially the ones we saw in the Bumblebee movie opening sequence. That's obviously, there's not much else to add about that. It's just cool to see Mirage, RC, Bumblebee. I hope we get to see Wheeljack and Ironhide and Brawn and whatever, even if just for a second. It would be cool just to have them there, especially as just like adding to the the universe and everything. Okay, so on to my concerns. Some of you guys, I'm sure, well, it depends on how many people see this video, but I'm sure if you're listening, if you're a Transformers fan and really involved, you'll probably understand where I'm coming from on a lot of these concerns, um, depending on your views of the Michael Bay films and things like that. But one of my concerns is that Lorenzo Di Bonaventura and Michael Bay are still attached to this film. Bumblebee, they were attached to Bumblebee, and that movie turned out to be pretty decent, pretty good. Not just decent, but in my opinion, really good, pretty good. And so, as long as they don't have the biggest influence, as long as they don't have a really big influence, I am not too worried. The only thing is that they're still attached to the film. Lorenzo Di Bonaventura is still doing press for it, and knowing him, I mean, basic point is that the Bay films are what they are because of these two people. So I'm really hoping that they don't have too much to deal with these movies, because I mean, to be blunt, I am disappointed with the Bay films, especially growing up. Seeing them, I do have a lot of nostalgia for some of them. I did grow up with them, but they're not extremely rewatchable. They're not extremely relatable. There's a lot of superficial elements to these movies, and they do have some really cool action scenes, but I just want a whole different direction, and I don't really want them involved too much. Another concern is like there's so many characters. I know I've brought this up probably multiple times, but there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of factions, there's a lot of things going on. This is a globe-trotting movie. This is going everywhere. It seems really big, and it does have a $200 million budget, but even for that, I mean, you can only fit so much in without losing focus. So please, I hope this movie doesn't lose focus of the characters and the character development. I hope all that other stuff is just in the background as spectacle and to enhance the viewing, the viewing experience, and to enhance to build the universe. But I hope it's not all. I hope it doesn't take away from the main story and the main characters. I do also want to know, how are the Beasts connected to the Transformers? It's not like this is their own movie where this is just them on prehistoric Earth or whatever. This is them in modern day 1990s. I mean, I want to see how and why are they involved, and not just they've been here or whatever. But like I said, I do have faith in the director. I'm sure they'll come up with a good reason. So one of the things that I know I'm dying to see, please show us Megatron. Please bring Megatron. Oh my god, I really wanted to see Megatron in Bumblebee 2. We didn't get to see him there. I know some concept art did get released, but oh my god, please bring him in this movie. I don't even need a fight scene between Megatron and Optimus or like a full on scene with him, or a full on battle scene with him. Even if you're building him as like a Thanos type villain or whatever, building him up or whatever, just please bring him. Please, let's get a toy of him. Whatever we can get of him, bring Megatron. Speaking of Megatron, though, are we gonna get a Beast Megatron? Are we gonna get Dinosaur Megatron? Is he gonna be a part of this? That's gonna be interesting. It would be really really interesting to see the dynamic between a Beast Megatron and a regular Megatron, and them just like meeting and being like, hey, hey, what's up? Like, oh, should I kill you? Should I not? That's we'll see. I would love to see these characters. Once again, I don't want them to take away from the humanity of the story and the real things that matter in these stories. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. I know I'm kind of trying to rush. It's just honestly a big part of it is because I can't breathe, so I'm just like talking fast and trying to just breathe like that. Okay, so I really hope that they flesh out the antagonists in these movies. One thing that the comics did really well was they did flesh the crap out of a lot of the Decepticons and a lot of the villains. I really hope that they do that with these. I hope that we get to see them fleshed out. We get to know them as characters, why they do what they do, their beliefs, their philosophies, their fears. Sure, you don't have to go super, super deep with these villains, preferably, especially if you're building up to somebody like Megatron and you're going to focus more on Megatron. If you just need somebody to, fine. You just want villains to like build up our heroes, go for it. But let's get a little bit of character development in there. Let's get a little bit of sympathy for these characters and not just see them as cannon fodder either. I hope, at least. And last but not least, I just hope the intent of the creators is pure. I hope they are the people who have the actual influence for these movies. I hope that they are Transformer fans, like real like serious Transformer fans, or not. Obviously, like, they don't have to be diehard, but I hope that they understand the property and what makes Transformers so great. One of the things that does make Transformers so great is that it constantly evolves. It's constantly changing its look, its aesthetic, its characters. And so I'm totally open to a lot of the changes that I'm seeing are taking place here. Just please, like, do it in a pure fashion. Do it without just the intent to make it just a visual or superficial spectacle. I hope they respect these characters and do justice for a lot of these characters, because most of these characters, if not any of them, other than Bumblebee the movie, haven't really gotten the justice they deserve, at least on the big screen live action. Anyways, so those are my thoughts on the film. Those are my concerns. I tried not to be super angry or like attacking anybody with a different opinion, especially when it comes to the Michael Bay films. If you disagree with me, that's a-okay. You can go ahead and let me know in the comments, or do whatever you need to. But if you guys want to have a dialogue or any sort of conversation, feel free to leave a comment. I would love to start a dialogue or have a conversation with anybody who's listening to this. I know this is pretty much old news at this point, but if you're interested in having a conversation, definitely comment, and I will definitely try to have a conversation back. And if you enjoyed the coloring of my sketch, then tune in, because when I make another video, I'll probably keep that formula of just hopefully next time being able to actually show the drawing process or whatever. If you enjoyed it, you can let me know, or let me know if you didn't enjoy it. Either way, thank you guys for watching my first video. I appreciate you guys coming to see this. I hope that everything works out in your life if you're living. Sorry, this is getting awkward. I really don't know how to end videos. Have a good day.